DJDUBLTV.
It's DJ Double here, and today, finally, in the building, I've got the man whose name, when I say it, I feel like singing it.
Everyone does.
Every time. Donaeo's in the building.
Donae'o.
I'm so happy, bruv. Thank you for coming through, finally.
Thanks for having me.
Finally. You know I've been chasing you down for a minute since that first phone call. Like, bruv, let's get you in. So, thanks, man. To kick this off, have you seen your Wikipedia page?
No, but my mum was complaining a bit.
Right.
My mum was like, hey, like, it says I did not approve of your music. Why does it say that? I'm like, Mum, I don't write Wikipedia.
It's more harsh than that.
Okay.
It says that she said you were talentless.
Yes, sir.
I was like,
My
whoa.
mum never said that.
She never said it.
Never said that.
It made me laugh when I read it. I'm not
no
gonna lie.
way. No, my mum never said I was talentless. Yeah.
So we're debunking Wikipedia right now. Don't trust them. Don't trust the internet.
It's long.
The earliest music that I'm aware of from Donae'o is Bounce.
Yeah, that's the introduction.
That's the one. I mean, that's kind of, that's your entry level to everyone else's ears. What happened before that? Was that the first song you made?
No, that wasn't the first song I made. That was like the first completed song that I thought this could be released properly.
Okay. And it got far for the first, like, effectively, like the first.
It was my first hit.
Yeah,
it was my first hit. That song and that process taught me everything that I do today. Because me and Sticky promoted that record for a year. Then in regards to like making the beat, I made the beat. Sticky taught me how to mix, like mixing records, vocals. He taught me how to do vocals. Sticky was like my second. Richie Dan was my first mentor, and Sticky was like my second mentor. Well, Sticky and Jason together for two different reasons. Like Sticky musically was a mentor, and like Jason, like I was a kid then, so Jason was like an older brother, uncle. He kind of taught me how to be a man, you know.
Good guidance.
Yeah, excellent guidance.
Throughout your career, you've been like a staple figure in the UK scene.
Yeah.
Whenever I have a conversation with someone, I had Cadet on the show not too long ago. He's telling me, oh, Donae'o helps me with this. Donae'o produced this for me. Like, who was I with? I was with Harry Shotter last week. Your name came up. Like,
Oh, what did he say?
I can't remember, but it might have been to do with a studio. Have you been in a studio with him before?
No, but I want to.
Okay.
We talk. Like I haven't delved into that scene yet because I need to hang out with them, man. I can't just. Do you know what I mean? I need to hang out, go raving with them.
Yeah.
See how people react. To
Harry's
them.
busy, bruv. Like, jump on the road
Skip
with
all
him.
of them. Yeah, all of them. It's just that I haven't had time to kind of just explore, you know. Yeah,
that would be a good sound. But every time, like I said, every time I sit down with someone, your name comes up.
Yeah.
Like from the UK, Donaeo's written this, or Donaeo's helped me here, or Donaeo's given me advice. Like it's mad, man. Like at first, actually, let me ask this. You know what? At first, I thought your real name was Donae'o.
No, my real name's Ian.
And that brings me back to Wikipedia. That's a fact that Wikipedia does have on there. It wasn't until I saw that. So I just thought Donae'o Zephron was your real name.
No, my real name is Ian Greenwich, Ian Michael Greenwich.
So where did Donae'o come from? Like that's a very obscure name.
I prayed to God for a name like De Niro because De Niro is very masculine, but it's very beautiful as well.
Okay.
And obviously I can't take the name because Robert De Niro has already created the legacy for that name.
Right,
So my friends had a group called Donae'o, and I was like, that's the name. So I joined the group because I'm not a thief.
Yeah.
And when they broke up, right, I asked them all if I can have the name. They gave me the name, and one of them said, oh, the name actually means gift from God. So I've always taken the name as Donaeo's my God-given name. And Ian's my mother-given name. That's why Donae'o sounds like it's my name.
Yeah.
Because it is my gift from God.
And I really thought it was all this time. And what about Zephron?
Zephron was just something I made up. There was a period in my life where I was making up loads of different characters like Farmer Yardie, Kung Lao. And like Zephron was like the forest in my head where all these characters came from. Yeah.
You do make up like words, don't you? I remember getting an email from you one time. I think it was signed like Zaga.
Yeah.
Zaga. Like
Zaga.
Mad. I think you're one of the most, actually, you're probably the most versatile artist in the UK.
Thank you.
And I'd put that across the pop spectrum, across the urban spectrum, across everything.
Well, I've been trained to do that, so.
I've heard you like garage, you've been through grime, you've done bassline, you've done UK funky, after UK funky, you've done Afro beats. Like, rap. I've heard you on rap, like, you've sent me rap music, you know, when you did one with Squeaks and Rattling and them guys.
Yeah.
You've done R&B. Bruv, there's nothing until this mixtape. Actually, I think drum and bass was the only thing I hadn't heard you on.
And even I've done drum and bass with Shy FX. There's a tune called Raver, me, Shy FX, and Kano.
Oh, Kano, and who was the girl?
Rosie Gabor.
Yeah.
Rosie Gabor, yeah.
Ah, I forgot about that, you know. So there you go, drum and bass as well. Is it difficult for you to hop from these genres and change? Because you've always kept your style as well. You've gone into these different scenes and made very good music without compromising what Donae'o is.
Yeah.
And you've always sounded, I mean this in a good way, it sounded the same, but you've fitted in like a chameleon, man, in music. Like, is it difficult for you to do that?
No, because every time I've done something, I've been a part of the culture.
Right.
Like when I made Gone in the Morning with Donae'o Beats, me and my friends were raving to house.
Okay.
And dancing and shuffling, and I was a part of the culture from a fan point of view. So I knew what I wanted to hear, and my favourite beats at the time were Donae'o's rhythms. Donae'o just happened to be one of my closest friends' godbrother. Is it godbrother? When he's married to my friend's sister.
Brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law, that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that made sense. And then he was the king of that at that time. And I've got no problem finding teachers or mentors. And he guided me through the marketing of that record. But like, if I make a record, you better know that I understand that scene and I'm a part of that scene.
Sick. So like, you've literally been a part of everything, man. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
What's your favourite genre to make?
Rap.
Rap.
Yeah, always going to be rap. Rap was what made me want to make music in the first place. So
that's mad, because it's probably something you've done the least, or it's something that I've heard you on the least.
Well,
anyway.
because it's only in the last maybe 4 or 5 years rap has been prominent by itself. So now, like the last 2 years, that's mainly what I've been making, is like rap music or funky infused with rap and trap.
Yeah, yeah. What about in terms of performance? Is it the same? I mean, have you performed many of the rap tracks yet?
Yeah, like Whole Life, Raised in the Source. Obviously, like most of my set is still going to be funky. Because that was the scene I just dominated. Yeah.
That was really where you made your imprint, and Donae'o became like, boom, out to the whole country.
But like, it's happening with rap now as well, so, but in a different way, like more as like a producer, songwriter, and like the artist thing is now coming now. Because I took a step back.
Yeah.
For the last 2 years, and I've been more of a giver, more of like a provider, more of like a support.
Right.
As a producer and songwriter for everyone else.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. One thing I've always liked about you is, as an artist, you've always understood the importance of dub plates.
Yeah.
When there's been a hit, most times I've always got a little ping in the inbox, boom, there's a Donae'o dub plate. Like, that's kind of an old school mentality now. There's not a lot of new artists understand the importance of that. Do you share much of this knowledge down to the younger guys that you're working with?
They don't ask. And I've been thinking about it, and I did a dub plate tutorial on my Instagram live.
Sick.
But I might, you know, speak to one of the platforms and actually do like a few tutorials, like maybe a quick mix tutorial, a dub plate tutorial, and that's it. Really, I think this generation only needs to understand how to do dub plates properly and how to mix properly, because there's a lot of tunes that I love that are not really mixed properly. And it's not even like to say, because a lot of sounds are already treated.
Yeah.
A lot of sounds are already like, they've got everything you need to add to them. The only thing that some producers need to understand is leveling and EQ. And that's it. Because
I mean, a lot of producers are using stock sounds now as well, rather than creating. I mean, they don't really need to.
They don't need to all that. The sounds are already quality anyway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just leveling and EQ and cleaning up, and that's it.
Late last year, signed to Island Records. Obviously, I've seen you in person since and said congratulations. But for the sake of everyone listening, congratulations, brother. Was it always the dream?
No.
To get signed?
No. It was like, I wanted to make music. There wasn't a platform for me to make music, so I just created my own one.
Right.
Like all of us did, like Dizzy did, like Wiley did at them times. And then I just got kind of caught up in that. I got used to just doing things my own way. I'm very sufficient at it. And what happened was my business got too big. And I feel like we as English, especially in the urban underground or black music underground or whatever you want to call it, we have a disease called soul trader disease.
Right, go on.
Which means we start a business by ourselves. A lot of us are very good at business the business grows. You start making 100 to 150k per year. You get used to that sort of money, but your business has grown bigger than you. So instead of growing the business, hiring employees, you don't do that, and you just take on too much work. And what you don't realize is if you don't grow and you don't expand, you don't move, you're going to eventually die anyway. And that's why a lot of people don't bring things in on time, because a lot of people in our industry now, like the younger generation, not so much, but maybe my generation a bit older and a bit younger as well. Like when the business grows bigger than us, we don't trust that, one, we're good enough leaders to have employees, and two, there's anyone out there that's good enough. Because you was an employee at one point, and you was a great one, and now you're where you are now. So someone else must be just as good. And that's why I signed, because my business last year got, as soon as I started expanding and working with other artists, my business became bigger than me. And if I didn't expand it, I would have crumbled under the pressure. Simple as that.
So bringing the partnership into Ireland was a way of effectively getting employees that are already trained anyway.
Exactly. But then also having the facility to expand, having the money to expand.
So in terms of the deal, it wasn't you as an artist, right?
It's two deals. It's like,
so it's you as an artist.
It's funny, like I got a similar deal Jay-Z got, because Jay-Z's like my biggest like idol. I got an artist deal and they gave me a label. Right, so I'm signed to Ireland, and then Ireland gave me a label deal for my record label, Moving Anti.
Right, sick. So now you have the power and potential to sign on new artists and release records under Moving Anti. Yeah, that's incredible, man. That's sick. Why did it take until December 2016 for someone in a major label to come to their senses and put the contract in front of you?
Because last year I brought in results.
Right.
Last year, like talent isn't
2009 you were bringing in results.
Not these
2010.
Results.
Right, okay.
I had 4 Radio 1 playlists last year, independently, as a songwriter and producer. 4. Like that's unheard of.
Yeah.
As an independent, I was making black people music as well. Damn, I got it's on lock though. Radio 1, daytime. Come Down for Western. Black for myself, and then I co-wrote parts of All a Dream with Wretch.
Right, okay.
Do you understand where I'm coming from? Like, for our style of music and the type of songs that was going on there, it was unheard of. Yeah. And that level of consistency was also unheard of.
Yeah.
So, like, the reality of the scenario is I'd made hits again, which I always make, but this time it was results that they could quantify. Quantify meaning that they can see we can make money out of this.
Music that they can turn into money.
And that's why they signed me.
Right.
Because I know what I'm doing. So I've been there doing it 16 years and I've grown each time. And someone was smart enough to go, this guy's an expert at what he does. Let's put money into him.
It was one of those things where in the past, whenever your name came up in conversation, it would always be like, why is he not signed yet? Like, why is...
I didn't want to be signed.
So this was your decision. So had you had offers through...
I've had offers.
Through your career?
And I've had temptation, but it's never been anything I wanted, really. To be honest.
Right. Nothing
that's worth my time and energy.
So just not the right deal. And then Island, or Island as I keep nearly calling him. I think that's so Michael Dapper. I keep
me and Big Shaq need to have a converse. I need to do some dubs. Couple of things, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Was there a point in time throughout your career, because looking at it, there was a lot of guys from your era and people that you've grown with were getting signed. Was there a time where you were looking at it and like you were thinking, all my peers are getting signed, but not me? Like, why not me? Or was it purely you were just focused on what you wanted to do, fighting off offers and carrying?
I wasn't fighting off offers. It wasn't like bare offers. Like there was always offers, but just nothing that made sense. Right. And I was making a lot of, like, I've made a lot of money in my career. I've lost a lot of money. I've had tremendous amounts of success, and I've lost loads of success as well, many times. It's just that I had a level of independence. I remember there was a deal on the table. This guy waited ages. By the time the deal came, they still couldn't tell me what I was doing right or wrong. Because at this point, I was like, I need to understand why my music only reaches a certain level and it doesn't. And it's got to be the quality. It's always got to come down to the quality of the songs first. No amount of money can make you a hit. Do you know what I mean? And right as the deal came, Brian Higgins came out of nowhere. and was like, listen to my music. And I can sense someone who's smart, and I could definitely sense someone who's smarter than me. And he's like, this is why your music isn't doing well. And it made sense. And he explained it in a way that I understood straight away.
What was it, marketing?
No, it's just, he taught me how to write melodies. Some of my songs, when I listened to them, elements of them were excellent and elements of them was okay. Some of my songs, only some of my songs at that period had elements where everything was perfect. Party Hard, everything was perfect.
Yeah.
Some of the songs, I've never ever failed on my hooks, but maybe the verses may not have been as good as the hook. And what Brian done is he trained me to make everything excellent. The mixing excellent, the tunes excellent, the production excellent, the songwriting excellent. And so instead of choosing the record deal, I chose the production deal. Do you get me? And the record deal could have made me famous, but I chose to learn.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like little things like that. It's like he chose to make me independent. Brian, taught me how to make pop music. Then I went to America and learned how to make rap music on their level. Right. And then I used all of those skills and I came back to my culture and I gave that to my culture.
Yeah. Sick. And the growth is very visible as well. Like you can see there's a point in time around about like maybe around the middle of 2015. Yeah. Where I noticed your sound change. So is that the time when you come back from America now? And
that's like I'm still going back and forth.
Right, okay.
I'm still going back and forth. It wasn't until 2015 was the experiment. You're smart because 2015, if you was watching, I disappeared. And you would have to search for the music I was putting out. Like I was putting out, I wasn't
putting SoundCloud thing, huh?
Yeah, that was me. Now I'm like, okay, cool. Because Whole Life was like the first rap record I made that I was like, this is a type of rap. That's me, but America's like an English like. But then I made Black in that period and I made 3 other records. So I put them on SoundCloud. I got a call from Gigs and he was just like, I keep forgetting how good you are. Like this whole life is just a hit.
Yeah.
From when Gigs called me, I knew I'd done it. But again, that's what I was looking for. That's why I didn't send it to radio. Certain DJs were plucking them off because I made them free downloads so you can take them.
Right,
and play them. But I wasn't trying to create. I was trying to put music out there. And again, I had to be confident that people were looking at me to do that.
Yeah, of course.
And then that's when I started realizing, okay, cool, Black, that's good. Cool, Whole Life, that's good. And then after that period, I built an album. And then My Circle was the first introduction to that.
How much unreleased music are you sitting on now?
Now?
Yeah.
What, from my whole career?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Oh, thousands.
So it's literally like thousands because you strike me as the kind of guy who will, in your spare time, make music. Music's not the job. You like, when you've got nothing to do, instead of kicking back and playing Call of Duty, you'll make tunes, right?
I'll make a tune, yeah.
So you've got thousands.
Yeah, but now I try not to do that because you end up wasting a lot of music and I hate wasting music. So what I'll do is if I've got projects, I'll just make loads of music for the project and then keep the ones I like. So right now, probably like hundreds of stuff sitting there. Yeah. But it's not worth listening to. It's all crap.
Not all of it, surely. It can't all be.
All of it is crap.
Right.
Yep. If it's not come out and I haven't chosen it, I think I deem it to be unworthy. Fair
enough. At least there's a process there. So while we're talking about projects, the latest project out of the Donae'o camp, the 16 mixtape. So 16, I'm just assuming that's the amount of years that you've been in the game, right?
It's the amount of years I've been underground. Independent. And then when I signed to Ireland, that was it. That was the end of that run.
Okay.
It finished. I'm no longer an underground artist now.
So that 16 marks up until Ireland.
Yep.
Got you. Why was there only 14 sons?
Do you know what? I was
not 16 songs.
16 songs on there, but I'd only made 14 that I liked, and I was like, it's not really that important.
Fair enough. It was as simple as that. I love that. I love the answer. You know,
I tried to, but I was just like, I'm gonna force it. I'm happy with what's there.
Better to have 14 rather than 2 mediocre ones.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Let's talk individually about some of the records. So the first one sets the tone nicely. My Team.
Yes.
These days, people have a very short attention span.
Right.
Why was it important for you to roll with My Team as the first one? And what about that song Because, you know, some people, literally, some people might listen for 60 seconds to a first song of a project and bin off the whole project because they don't like the intro. Do you know what I mean? Like, so what was it about My Team that gave you the confidence to be like, boom, track one?
Originally, it was going to be Raised in the Source.
Okay.
But I was listening to My Team so much, I was like, I felt like My Team was like the first introduction to say, yo, this is who I am now. It was a 140 record. It was trap. I'm rapping in it. I'm singing in it. It's got elements of grime in it. It's got all the screams in it. I thought, yeah. And it was the right thing to choose because every time I perform, it's one of my only records I've got that when I perform it, people respond to it straight away.
Right. Did you come out to it? Is it the first track?
I don't come out to it, but every time I've never performed that record and not got a reload or not had a response.
Sick.
It's just an instantly gratifying record.
Yeah, that's heavy. Whole Life's number 2. Obviously, we spoke about it already, but one thing that confused me, so obviously I was clocking these tunes that you were dropping in 2015.
Yeah.
And when I heard the mixtape, there was a couple in there that were from that period, but they were changes. So with Whole Life, Scraps was on the original. Fredo's on the mixtape version.
Yeah.
So no disrespect to Fredo, but I really liked the Scraps version.
Yes.
Why the change?
It was an older record, and I thought, let me just revamp it and just come back again with something. Do you know
Why
what I mean?
Fredo? Because you both had the same management at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And the thing is as well, like me and Scrap, that's my bro, innit? Like his new album's coming out. We've got loads and loads of music coming out, and I just wanted to just revamp the team.
He killed it on Whole Life, though, I'm not gonna lie.
He kills it on everything.
Yeah, he does. I think, yeah, he definitely does. Raised in the Source is my car song.
Right.
Like that's the one that it's heavy, man. What's the source?
Raised in the Source is like everyone always asks me how come I make bangers. Like, I think I was just born that way. To be honest with you, like I've wanted to make music since I was 6. I think it was my God-given talent, something that God wanted me to do from early. And that's what it means. It means that I was just born in Source. I was just born in it.
I like the way you talk about your music because some people would be like, oh, other people say I make bangers, but nah, you know, like, but you know you make bangers.
Because I like my music.
But there's no ego. Like, there's not really, you're not egotistical about it at all. Like,
yeah,
you're just like,
I
know I make bangers, it's cool.
Because I like other people's music too. So when I look at my music, I put it there with, like, everyone else's. Almost like once I've made it, now it's out in the world. Now I can appreciate how everyone else appreciates it.
Yeah.
But then, like, I think getting over my ego was one of the biggest things I needed to do in order for me to be successful now.
Did you have a big ego then in the past?
Of course, man. When you're born with a talent like this, it gets to anyone's head.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you're young and you got powers, you don't know how to use them, you misuse them. It's standard.
Yeah.
Then it gets knocked a bit, and then you have to understand that, like, everything is a tool, but then, you know, certain things have kickback. And me, I never want to do anything to anyone that stops them from enjoying my music.
Fair enough. Number 4 is the current single right now. The video's just dropped. I'm so gutted that wasn't at that video shoot, bruv. I feel like there could have been a position for me. There could have been a role in that video for me somewhere, like even just cleaning in the background or whatever.
I can love you better.
I enjoyed the video, bruv.
Thank you.
What about that record made you decide to run with it as the single now?
My fans. When I put the record out, there was 4 records everyone was going crazy about.
Yeah.
And Let Me was one of them. Actually, out of all 4 of them, Let Me's the biggest one my fans wanted. So
okay.
It's like a no-brainer.
What were the other 3?
Raised in the Source, Bingo, and No Love.
Okay.
So Bingo will probably be the next single, and then No Love will be the last, and then that's it.
Let Me fits with what's going on at the moment as well. There's a lot of other music that, I won't say it sounds the same because it sounds like I'm taking away from the songs, but do you know what I mean? Like,
the style.
Sonically,
Afro wave.
I think of things as from a club DJ perspective because I don't produce. So when I hear Let Me, I'm thinking of like Hardy Caprio's record now, what the Lotto Boys have got going on, what Notes is doing. And when I'm playing it, this all fits and works together in a club set. So good timing, man. Definitely good timing. You've got Young T and Bugsy and Belly Squad on the record. Yes. By keeping young bucks around you and making music with them, does it help you stay in tune with what's going on and relevant, or are you just into it anyway and these are guys that you like and just wanted to work with?
Both. I'm into it anyway, but they also help me be in tune with what's going on.
Right. Simple process to work with these guys? Because, I mean,
Yeah,
young,
those-
inexperienced artists sometimes...
But they're not inexperienced.
Right, okay.
Like Belly Squad, when we made About That, it took us like 3 months, and we discussed it and we spoke about it. Those guys are musical, like they know what they're doing, you know.
So they have proper structure and
Yeah, like
that's
these, when you listen to these kids now, they know what they're doing. They're not inexperienced. They've had us lot to watch.
Right.
And a Stormzy, because you got to remember the Belly Squads and the Young T and Bugsy, they're under the Stormzy generation.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But in some instances, younger rappers will see Stormzy and they won't see the industry side. They'll see the, oh, he dropped a project, then he was on Jules Holland and now he's the biggest thing ever. So that's all I have to do. Do you know what I mean? They don't understand even down to mastering and mixing music like you were saying earlier.
I feel like for now, all these kids need to understand is how to make good music, man. Like, for me, it's like, don't worry about the industry. Just worry about making banging tunes. And they know how to make banging tunes. I can do the rest.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what Uncle Donaeo's there for.
Uncle Donaeo, you know.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll do the rest.
Yeah.
Just, you know what I mean? Like, when I made Let Me, even the way they were just like, yeah, this is a song. Like, they were like, oh, can you add this? Like, musically, those boys, they know what they're doing.
I feel like you'd be a very good A&R.
I would be.
Like, the label, I feel your label is going to do very well. I think.
Good. Thank you for the blessing.
Yeah, I think it will, man. So Bingo, potentially the next single, or did you say it will be the next single?
Will be.
It will be. When I heard it, it took me back to that Mr. Fidget era.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what I wanted.
Listening
Black
to the beat.
and
Yeah.
that is that.
Exactly.
That's my partial introduction to. That's my. What's the word? That's what I brought to grime. Do you know what I mean? That was my offering.
Right.
When we were making it, that was what I brought to grime.
Yeah, it didn't sound dated though. It didn't sound like a 15-year-old sound. Do you know what I mean? It was good the way you modernised it. Brought Gets and Shaka in.
Yes.
One thing I noticed a lot about that, they didn't sound like Gets and Shaka. So it sounded like there was a lot of direction from you in terms of, right, guys, this is what I want for the record. Was that the case?
Me and Gets have a very strong creative relationship, like super strong. Gets and Shaka have a super strong creative relationship. By the time I'd made Bingo, we had jammed for ages, days after days, because they were hanging out with me while I was making.
So you were all together.
Yeah,
That's
I've got the video.
Yeah, sick.
I got to upload it at some point, and they were just we all stepped out of our zone. Like me and Shaka begged Gets to sing, and he was just like, because it's you two, I'm gonna do it.
Yes.
But then because of that, you know, Shaka probably felt like he needed to come correct. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
In regards for me, no one knows my relationship with. I've never put how I respond to women on music, which I'm starting to hear now. Like with Let Me, the whole song is the second half of the chorus that puts the song together.
Yeah.
I can love you better, but only if you let me.
Yeah.
A lot of times relationships go wrong because one or both partners don't accept the love from the other partner, and that's where the issue might come.
Yeah.
And accepting love can be hard sometimes. But then with Bingo, when I'm single, you know, like I love women. Like
when you come to making music, so not just specifically this one with Gets and Shaka, when you make music with other artists, especially seasoned artists, and you're the producer, do you ever feel a kind of way about directing them? Like, for example, if Giggs was to put a verse down and you're a bit like, I'm not sure, I don't think that, if you didn't like what someone like Giggs did on your own beat, how do you approach telling them? Would you be like, bro, it's whack?
That's an interesting question. As a producer, you have to get to know your artist. Because sometimes just assuming that they're not going to get it right, you've lost the battle already. So sometimes as a producer, and this is why I had to get over my ego, it's better to hang out with the artist. See how they work with other people. See what their thing is. Like artists like Gets and Giggs, they don't really need to be told what to do because their level of excellence that they see in themselves is the same that I see in myself. I won't just give Giggs a rhythm and he'll put a rap on it and it's done. He'll take his time with it. He'll immerse himself in the record. He'll go out and live. Then he will attack the record. So someone like Giggs doesn't need that. What he needs from me is maybe to understand the type of music he likes and make enough records for him to choose his favorite one. But again, Giggs doesn't really have me in the studio when he records his raps. He more wants me to hang out with him.
Right, okay.
That's where he needs me as a producer.
Yeah.
Gets doesn't like recording without me.
Right, okay.
If me and him have done a tune together, I don't need to tell him what to do, but he always wants me there. Without fail. Like, I have to be there. That's what he needs. Cadet, on the other hand, wants me to guide him and help him out with this and show him that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Young T and Bugsy were open to doing melodies and trying new things and stuff like that. I mean, say like with Gets, if it's like a singing thing, maybe like with Gets, I might push him. That's one thing me and Gets do with each other. If I can see he's being lazy, I won't tell him what to do, but I'll be like, you know you can do better.
Right.
But the annoying thing is, he does the same to me.
Right, okay.
And because we both respect each other, we're both annoyed with each other, but we know what the outcome is.
Yeah.
So as a producer, you have to learn to adapt to each artist because they will tell you how they want to be supported.
Right.
And that's really what support is. Support is not what you want. Support is what the other person wants from you. And then you have to work out, can I give that to you?
Mm. Tracks 7 and 8, I think, were Alone and No Love.
Right.
Both like R&B sounding records. Again, it just shows like the versatility of Donae'o. Track 9 was the one for me.
Which is?
Hot in February.
Right.
So I'm someone like you, the era of hip hop that I grew up listening to, I'm a fan of someone like Big L, Gangstar, you know, like, and I love storytelling rap. So when I listened to that record, for starters, I've never heard you like this before. I've never heard you rapping like this. Yeah. And it was telling a story. So I was listening and then I realized that what the whole story was. So was that story a true story to your life? So it's all factual, like it's what you've been through. Because obviously it's for people that haven't heard it yet, it's about the death of a friend.
Yeah, it's about the death of a friend, and it's about like getting rid of some friends as well.
How did you feel about putting something so personal on a record like that, so out there? Because you might have done it in the past, but you might have sung it, so sort of people don't really clock on. I think there's something about rapping that's different to singing the truth. Does that make sense? Like when you're rapping it, you are telling me, and this stuff's happening. So now I know these things about you. And so do all the thousands of people that have downloaded the mixtape. How do you feel about putting like those personal parts of your life?
What's funny about it? There's 2 records that have done that on this mixtape. Alone did that, and Hot in February. I feel like guys, they clocked on with that with Hot in February, and women, they clocked on with that with Alone.
I didn't notice it with it Alone. So it's interesting
Alone's
you say
like
that.
my relationship with loneliness.
Right.
Me and Kasima had a conversation about it. And we both kind of saw it the same way. It's something that we both are worried about. And I just said, let's just put it in a song. And being honest is like, that was the last piece of my journey. Like melodies and beats, I'm always good with that. But I've never been comfortable with that, putting myself out there. But then I didn't know what of me to put out there. And then sometimes I think, like, maybe what I've got to say, people don't really care. And then afterwards I thought, well, I don't care. And I care about my thing. I don't care what other people think. And I care about my thing. And another thing about Hot in February was I've always been able to rap. It's just rapping is just hard work. But I've always been one of the best in this country. Yeah. Always.
You should do it more, bruv.
But
you really should.
I only done that record to prove to someone like, let's not go there.
Right.
If I really wanted to go there.
Don't test me, bruv.
Yeah. I just wanted you to understand what time it was.
Yeah. The levels. See, especially because you and Cadet are so cool. Like, he's another incredible storyteller with his raps. Like, I'd love to hear you two on the record. See how him and Tobes are doing stuff right now. Like, Donae'o and Cadet would sound.
I think we would have to probably. We would. That would be a madness actually. Maybe that because I've been waiting to do another like back-to-back record like what me and Tef did. But again, like sometimes you have to do things when they're right. And maybe it might be time to do that because me and him are both. We're quite personal, like in our music, and we're very close as friends. So maybe that could make sense.
It does. It does. I'll be excited to hear that, man. I would. So obviously, Jungle is the next track. And before you reminded me about the Shy FX one, I was gonna say to you, it's the first time I've heard you on drum and bass, but it's not. With Jungle, did you? Why put Jungle in? Because it's such a. It's like I said, the tape's versatile, but then it does go left with Jungle because it's such a different style for you. So why did you feel the need to put it in amongst all these other records? Was it just to prove the versatility?
No, it wasn't to prove the versatility. Like, on this mixtape, there's R&B, there's Afro beats, there's funky, there's trap, there's grime, but they all flow like one thing.
Yeah.
So you almost just think it's R&B and rap until you clock that. Like, my circle goes, but it sounds like a trap record because DJs don't play it in the funky set, they play it in the trap set. So, and I'm from dance music, and I'm very proud. I'm very proud, and I don't like when people don't admit who they are, where they come from. And that's why I put Jungle on there, because I wanted people to understand that I'm always going to do dance music. I'm always going to be able to do an electro record. If you listen to Party Hard, I was making commercial electro records before they were popular to do, because I am into dance music. I'm from this country, it's my culture. And I felt like if I'd have done a mixtape that didn't have any form of dance on it, I wouldn't be true or honest to myself.
Right.
Because I don't want my fans to be like, why? Like, when you listen to me and Lethal, Not a Saint, the one that blew up was an electro record.
Right, okay.
That I chose to do. Vato did a remix of that record. Right. It was an electro record. I loved it. Yeah. We put it out there, someone signed it, it charted. But I didn't do it because it was popping. I love dance music. And I never ever want anyone to say, oh, Donae'o sold out because he's made a tune with Pitbull or he's made a tune with Calvin Harris.
Right.
I was always making those type of tunes. It's just that the world now knows Donae'o as the rapper / singer. But I just needed to remind everyone, this is where it also comes from.
Right, got you. So hence Jungle was in the tape. Polo is another good record. This one was labelled as a remix.
Yes.
Because you had Louis, Wretch was on there, Louis Ray and Cadet was on there.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the original just went under the radar?
No. I think it went well, but you got to remember, like, again, that record's a very honest record. That when I made it, the music is for the club, but the song wasn't made for the club. The song was made for me to just put myself and my honesty out there. I think the remix, though, because of who's on it, it might end up blowing up as a club record. Right, okay. And essentially didn't want it. Because my strengths are in the club.
Yeah, absolutely. The PAs must be sick now.
Ah.
Another thing I've noticed about your production style, I'm not sure if you've done this in the past. You've got a very Timbaland-esque style to your production now. Oh, yeah? In a sense that, see with Lockdo, the new one with Wretch, Whistle, you can hear your voice.
I didn't produce Whistle, Rhymes did.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, okay, right. Because of your ad-libs.
Yeah.
Because you produced Lockdo.
Yeah.
And they sound very similar.
Okay.
I just made the assumption that you made Whistle. Around that time, from 2015 onwards, when you sort of changing your sound, coming back from America and that, was it like a conscious decision to, right, okay, I need to be more part of the instrumental and get your vocals in there? Or was that something you were doing before and I just didn't notice?
No, the artist, I started screaming on the records anyway.
Right.
They were my new ad-libs.
So you count them part of the verse or the hook as opposed to part of the beat? Because I always just hear them as part of the beat. Yeah. Got you. Right, okay.
And then the artists started asking me to do it within their verses.
Yeah, okay.
And I thought, okay, cool.
Which is why I just assumed it was now part of the production, because I'm hearing it when your voice isn't involved. So, right, okay, that makes sense now. I wasn't sure if you were going to tell me, like, I know Timbaland's like a huge inspiration, etc., etc.
No, Timbaland is.
Yeah.
And so is Neptune. But that was more like when I was going back and forth to America. I think there was a tune called oh man, I can't remember who. OG Mako. It was an OG Mako record.
Okay, yeah.
And he screamed, and I was going through a lot of stress at that point. And when I just started screaming in my records just all the way through, I just like, oh, it was the whole life. It just came out, and I think that was just my body reacting to the stress.
Yeah.
If I want to be honest.
And a good reaction, because look what it's produced, man. Mad. Taking it back to like the funky sound with Mummy No Like.
Yeah.
Add flukes in here. last week, I think.
Yeah.
And he reminded me Funky wasn't dead. When I actually said to him about like the death of Funky in 2012, etc., etc., and he was like, "Nah, I'm still touring the world, playing this stuff and turning dances upside down." Like, so do you feel, because obviously your PAs must, I haven't seen you perform for a couple of years now, but you must still have Party Hard. It must still have. Do you still do Devil in the Blue Dress?
Yep.
African Warrior.
Yep.
So it's, the funky elements never died for you either.
Well, my circle kind of brought that all back as well. So
right. Okay. Yeah.
This girl tweeted, "Can someone revive Funky?"
Right. Okay.
I saw the tweet because someone added me, and it had like 9 likes and 5 retweets, or the other way around. So I didn't think anything of it. I thought cool. 2 days later, someone messaged me or tweeted me the same tweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And was like, "Yo, can you when I saw the tweet, sorry, I'm trying to find it so you can see the story. So when I saw the tweet, this time it had 727 retweets and 720 likes.
Wow, okay,
This is
yeah.
2 days later.
Right.
Yeah, you see it on my Instagram.
Yeah.
So I screenshotted it and I asked my fans, "Is this what you really want? Like, really?"
Yeah.
And I got 1,598 likes and 169 comments. They all saying yes.
Right.
So I thought about it. I spoke with the label. They were like, "Look, don't jump into this unless you know what you're doing, because that's a big thing you're thinking about doing."
It's a risk.
No, nah, it's not a risk. Just put music out, put it out there. It either works or it won't work.
Right.
You can't worry about that. And then basically, I thought about it, decided I was going to do it, worked out how I was going to do it, and I wrote this letter. The letter basically said, "I want to do this, but I'm not doing it unless you guys really want it. So I'm going to leave it for a day. You need to tweet me or let me know comments. Then at least I know there's people out there that want to hear it." And I ended up getting like 1,232 likes and 252 comments.
Right.
It's all there.
Yeah. Sick.
You can see it on my
so
Instagram.
this is just an open letter
Yeah.
to the people.
So if you see on my Instagram, it went off on my Twitter as well.
Yeah.
But Insta's where like I really like react to my fans. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So then after that, the next day I said, "Cool, I'll do it." I put out like a little video to say, "Yo, I'm going to take on the challenge." And now I'm doing it. And what I'm doing this time, because when I tried to do it again before, after Boiler Room did their thing, I called up all the men, about 40 people, and everyone just started arguing. All I wanted to do was put people in the room and have a conversation with everyone.
Yeah.
I didn't even want it to be like, "Let's bring back Funky." I was like, "Look, I sort of never spoken before. Let's just book a room. I'll pay for the room. Let's just have a conversation about music, about what we liked about it, and then see what comes from that."
Mm-hmm.
Nothing more, nothing less. It ended up being a therapy session, and I was the therapist. Like, and I didn't think for that. It ended up, everyone kind of like duppied out of the WhatsApp group, and I ended up having a meeting with 3 other people, and we just sat down and spoke about Funky and Nando's.
Right.
So this time around, I was like, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
I'm not contacting no one. The fans have contacted me directly. Originally, I was going to make 100 records. And I was like, look, the label sat me down and was like, "Donae'o, you've made about 70 records for other artists. You're going to make 100 Funky records. When are we getting this album?"
Yeah.
Now, Darkest has only met with me twice this year.
Right.
When I signed, and asking the question like, "Hello,
Yeah. Where's
where's
the
bare hits
where's
away?
where's the product?
Where is the product?" Yeah.
Yeah.
So then actually I thought about it and I was like, I'm too much of a like hero. Like I want to save the day all the time, which is not really healthy, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've done is I've said to Darkest, just let me get this out of my system. So I'm going to make 25 records. I've made 25 now. 15 vocals, 10 instrumentals. The 15 vocals are all brand new acts.
And these are funky records now.
All of them. I'm going to do a DJ set and I'm going to introduce it with one of the records. We're going to do a video. I don't know when I'm going to do it. Maybe in the next couple of weeks.
It's got to be a Boiler Room thing, right?
I don't know. It really depends with who it fits, right? And I haven't partnered it yet. I just know that I've got the records.
This is the idea, yeah.
Yeah, the records are there now. They're done. The rappers, they've done their thing. The singers need to go and live their lives, come back in the next couple of weeks and voice it. Once they've done that, the beats are finished. I just need to mix them. The instrumentals are ready. Yeah, then I'm ready to put it out now. As a free download, the mix, yeah. Then I'm going to put stuff out there and then I'm going to walk away. And it's up to the fans. If you really want it and the DJs really want it, I'll send everyone the tunes drip feed. you'll get the mix in one go.
Yeah.
But obviously you can't put all of the songs individually. Everyone will just be overwhelmed. So I'll put the mix out, and then maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks, I'll put out a new song from the mix. But I'm producing everything.
Yeah.
I don't want no one's opinions. I don't care. Like,
I love that.
The only person I care about is the fans, what they want, and the DJs, and if it's some just the fans, to be honest.
Yeah.
No disrespect to anyone else, but it's the fans who are going to go dance to it. It's the fans who are going to go experience it.
Yeah, man.
Even if they just take it and share the mix with their friends and play it at a house party or whatever, I've made it. Then it's up to them to do what they want, to champion it if they want. If they champion it in 3 months' time, I'll make another batch. And if they champion that, I'll make another batch in 3 months.
Sick.
Like 25 records, just a DJ set, put it out there for you guys. I'll holler another 15 brand new artists. Yeah.
You're going to single-handedly start another movement, bruv. Like,
I don't know if I don't know. I'm gonna single-handedly give you enough music for you to dance to.
Yeah.
For an hour to 2 hours. That's what I'm gonna do.
That's sick. That's incredible, man. On to the last track of the mixtape. Bounce, or the Black remix. I'm not sure which to call it. Bounce, I just call
Blounce.
it Blounce.
Blounce.
So it's like the 2015 version, re-upped with JME and Dizzy on there.
Yeah.
So why JME and Dizzy?
When I made Black, me and JME were talking a bit. Jamie heard Mami No Like and was just tweeting about it all day. And I was like, oh, do you want to do a tune? He was like, yes. Sent him Black, sent me the verse in like half an hour. I was like, oh.
It's different, isn't he?
Yeah. Then I messaged Dizzy, how you doing, sir? He said, you know what, D, you cool. If you got music, send it to me. He said that. I just done the introduction. I was like, okay, cool. Waited 3 months. I had Black with JME. Me and my friends were talking about JME and Dizzy working together in my WhatsApp. They were like, that would be so epic. I was like, yeah, man, that would be epic. I was like, hold on. I've got a tune with JME on it. Sent Dizzy the record. 3 days later, I got Dizzy's verse.
Sick.
I was like, oh. This actually happened. I was so nervous when I got those vocals back.
Yeah.
I felt so much pressure. I was just like, really? These guys really did this for me.
Did you like how it was received by people?
Yeah.
I feel like it was another underappreciated record, though.
No, man, I think it was appreciated how it's meant to be. I think sometimes people need to stop worrying about what didn't happen.
Right.
Just be in the moment of what did. Don't worry that it didn't blow up. If you was in the moment when it did, and a lot of people wasn't, then just be happy that you got to experience something because they didn't.
That's a very good outlook on it. Especially from a musician's point of view, yeah.
Because if you worry about what didn't happen, you'll go crazy, bro. And then everything, you get a #1, blows up around the world. Hey, man, it didn't blow up in Singapore, though. You know, like, it blew up in, like, 51 countries. No, but I wanted 52. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Dead or alive, out of anyone ever, who would you have most liked to collaborate with?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. MJ.
Hey, Michael Jackson, of course. Michael Jackson, just before he died as well. Because when you're at that age, you've got the patience to teach, and he was still focused and disciplined.
Yeah.
His body just couldn't handle what his mind wanted it to do.
So a studio session with the ultimate mentor.
What? Michael.
MJ.
And I think it'd be fun in the studio. I think if you did really well, he'd be dancing, beatboxing. Yeah. Now. I think Dre would be fun as well if he liked my rapping. I know what I'm capable of when it comes to words and music. But to have someone there to impress, it gives you a different element. Especially like someone who enjoys you. When people enjoy your music, the whole thing about inspiration is like, it's got to be fun. It's got to be enlightening for the person who's being inspired. Imagine like I'm rapping to Dre and I bust a line and he starts giggling. He's just gassed.
Yeah.
Now every line I'm gonna want him to be gassed because I've given someone else happiness, but it's Dre. Like I've made Dre go, like what? Like you're like without knowing it, it's a lot of energy, but because there's so much, Dre's giving you so much positiveness by being honest with his reaction.
Yeah.
That's why I like working with gigs. Like say when I did Lock though, I played him about 8 records. He was silent for all 8. Played him Lockdown. This guy jumped out of his screaming. That's the one. The whole studio was like, that's the one. Reloaded it 5, 6 times. The new one, Lingo. I sent him about 4 records. He looked at me. He went, are you sure, bruv? He said, no. You want to give me this? I said, yeah. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's like, so I'm always going to want to give Giggs bangers because he's not going to be like, yeah, it's heavy. Like, when I give Giggs a banger, he jumps out of his skin.
You see the excitement.
Yeah, so I'm just like, what? I want to see that again.
Yeah.
That makes me jump out of my skin. So of course I'm going to give him my hits. Of course. Are you crazy? Like, why not? Like, giving him a hit makes me happy because he... Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
does that make
of course.
sense?
Definitely. Yeah, it definitely
It's like,
does.
when you have a kid, yeah, I don't know, and you're teaching them maths, and they get it. But when they get it, they're like, Dad, and they look at you like you're the hero. Like, man, I want to feel like another hero. Yo, son, this is how you do algebra.
Yeah,
and then now you're just like, do you get what I'm saying? Because your son made you feel like a hero. He's just like, raw. Like,
Yeah.
or like when you're teaching, like, it's just the gratification is like from anyone, from your kids, from your parents, from your friends. If you do something for someone and they're honest about how what you've done makes them feel and it makes you feel good about yourself, of course you're going to want to give them more. And that's why I feel like Michael Jackson, again, I think he would be great because 1, he's had years of experience. I think 2, he would have been old enough to have the patience to teach me. But I think 3, if he enjoyed my music, he would have shown me. And I think that would have made me just want to be the best for him.
Yeah. Not to mention the fan base as well. It's quite a good reach.
Yeah. But I think, yeah, if this is what I would say to anyone who wants to work with me. If you do want to work with me and I give you a banger, even if we're just going to be work friends, if I give you a banger and it truly makes you feel good about yourself, let me know, man. Like, don't just be stiff like, yo. Because trust me, I won't work with you again.
Yeah.
I'll give you the one tune and we won't speak. And then when you ask me, I'll be like, I don't like working with you in the studio. There's no vibes. It's not fun for me. I need fun because it takes a lot of energy out of me to make those type of records.
Yeah.
To make a lock though, like it takes a lot of energy. Like I make 15 just to get to 1. So give me something.
You've got a couple of shows coming up. You're supporting Dizzy on the tour.
Yeah.
Right? Supporting Dizzy Rascal on his UK tour. What other stuff are you doing between now and the end of the year? Where can basically what I'm trying to do is where can the people see you live?
Bang!
The ones that haven't.
Do you know when they can see me live?
Tell me.
My concert, December the 5th at the Islington Assembly Hall. That's when you can see me live. That's my second concert. That's the 16 concert. This concert is probably the most important concert of my life.
Yeah.
Because this is where my old fans and my new fans come together.
Right.
This is where like you really get to see the old and the new become one.
Tell them the date again.
Islington Assembly Hall. December 5th.
5th. Sick. So that's basically, forget about Dizzy Rascal's tour. That's the one.
Come see me at the Dizzy Rascal tour.
Yeah.
Because you're going to see that, get gassed.
That's like the start.
And then you're going to come there after.
Sick. So the tickets for your show, are they on sale?
They're
already?
on sale now, yeah.
So any of your social medias, easy to...
Do
they have to type the apostrophe in your name?
No.
Why is there apostrophe there?
Because I liked it.
Oh, okay.
Capital D, lowercase ONAE, apostrophe
and then capital O.
Yeah.
Right, but they don't have to type that in for your socials.
Nah, of course not.
No, so it's there. Find Donaeo's social media.
Yeah.
The ticket links are all there. The video links are there. The link, importantly, to download the mixtape.
Yes.
Good stuff, man. It's been a pleasure having you on there, bro. Thanks so much for your time.
I'm glad I waited.
Finally, yeah, I'm glad you waited as well, man, because we had so much to talk about. So, sick.
Safe, brother.
My bro.
Thanks for having me, man.
DJ Double here with Donaeo.
Cheers.